everybody. I want to welcome you back to The Potty Line. I'm your girl, ZZJ.
And I'm Black Beach Barbie.
And today we have another special, handsome young gentleman. Mm-hmm. His name is Matthew Chapman.
Say it again. Matthew Chapman.
How's everybody doing today? Matthew, last name Chapman.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Not Matt, just Matthew.
Yeah, don't be the one who made a mistake and called him Matt like I did. Okay. But how are you doing today, Matthew?
Oh, you almost
Very
did it.
good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We had a little workout this morning.
Yes. How are you feeling after that?
Feeling good.
Rejuvenated.
I won't feel it until tomorrow, so, I was able to actually walk and get from the car to the condo, so I'm good. Right. But I know when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be dying.
A lot of rest, a lot of water.
Yeah.
Gotta do that. Well, today we have decided to bring Matthew on to talk about the art of transformation, whether it be physical or mental. And I feel like Matthew has had quite a physical transformation, and I want us to dive deep in wanting to know how all that came to be. Mm-hmm. So, should we just get down to it?
Might as well. Let's get it.
So tell me, way back, 2019. It was at the beginning? Or before that?
It would have to be 2018.
2018.
2018 was a long year.
Mm-hmm.
2018 was the first year I got let go from a place. Mm-hmm. And I took it as being fired. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time in my mind that I got fired.
Right.
But it was actually let go. My GM at the time, he actually reached out to a recruiter and got me my next job after that. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't shake it. And I got fired. And I was like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. I was managing at a restaurant. So that summer was a wild summer, though. It was a wild summer. It was a long summer. I was out every day. Literally every day. Partying, hanging out with people, just distracting myself. Just full of distractions.
Yeah.
And then that was the summer. And then I started working at another place later on that year. And then one day I'm done. I'm like, it's it. I was working at a restaurant. I'm not doing this no more. Mm-hmm. Quit on the spot.
Wow. Just on the spot that very day.
That day, walked in.
That moment.
I'm like, this is like, it was my gym, like, I can't work anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know, but this is not it.
Wow.
Then I was doing sales, it wasn't door-to-door sales, but it was water treatment systems.
Okay.
So you go in and you got to sell a water treatment system to a home. Mm-hmm. It's like a $10,000 home system. Okay. I ain't never did sales in my life, so suffice to say, it wasn't easy. So I'm doing this.
What? As a manager in a restaurant, you naturally have charisma. You have this ability to talk to people, pivot.
Yeah.
I get that. I was like, why don't you do sales? Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I don't sell me. I don't sell I am me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just like it's if you don't like me, I don't need you to. If you don't want what I got, it's cool, man.
Keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna. We'll get this. Be me. This is me. I don't need all that. I don't want all that. That's not me.
Yeah.
And so I'm there going. It's 3 months on the road, Scarborough, North York, Hamilton, same day. Didn't make a sale. 3 months.
See, that's even harder. I feel like that kind of sales is a lot harder. It's maybe a little bit easier when you already have your base of customers and you're selling something else. It's not as hard as you're hitting the pavement and it's you are creating the base, you're creating the sale. It's that's harder than real estate.
Yeah. And for first time sales too, it wasn't It wasn't a walk in the park. It was definitely a long drive around the block, but it wasn't a walk in the park. And after 3-4 months, including probably 3-4 months, a few months before that, after I got let go. So that year, 2008, I probably worked 4 months out of that year. Wow. Overall, 4 or 5 months out of that year. And I remember it was late December, and I was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Mm-hmm. and I couldn't figure it out. Like I was just not happy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just like you know, everyone's like, yo, not happy, but like, yeah, I was just like something's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember I remember it like often, but I was walking in Port Credit, and I was like, oh, this is it, I'm done. So I was standing by the edge, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. I can't swim. I'm like, you know what, I'm just walk off this.
I'm gonna
walk off. Not even jump. Jump means like I'm just gonna walk off. I'm gonna walk off this bridge. It's it.
Wow.
I'm like, fuck it. Then I was just like, fuck it. Gotta figure something out. Went home, and I'm like, I gotta figure it out. What I gotta do? What am I gonna do?
So why was the first, I guess, we'll say in quotations, fire? Why do you feel like that hit you so hard?
Just because it was the first time. It was never. I've worked many jobs, and I've always left on my own terms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, and
Yeah.
it's hard to. It's I guess it goes back into also fear of rejection. I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
And even from then, I still question now: was I even a good manager ever? Like, was I ever a good manager? Like you know, like it doesn't matter anymore. But like it's those things that makes me think, and it's just when you have to question yourself. You shouldn't let anybody question who you are to you.
Right.
And that's what that was doing to me. It's making me questioning my own self-worth and who I am and how good I am as a person, as a human being, not even just as a manager. And that's what I was struggling with the most. And yeah, like, and then even like before that, even when I was doing like the sales, like I'd be out with people and like I'd be just like I'd leave the boys and like I'd just be like crying.
Yeah.
Driving home crying. I'd sit in front of my house and like I'd cry for like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then go inside the house, put on a brave face. It was just, and I was for days and days.
That's crazy.
And days.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
I literally know that exact feeling that you feel. Because when I was a manager at a restaurant too, like it makes you question everything.
Yeah.
These people, and according to who? Like to whose terms, whose level of this? It's like I'm out here trying to better myself. I'm here trying to get knowledge and stuff, and that's not good enough for who? For you?
Yeah.
You know, and like questioning how I do this or how I do that, or you're too much this. We got to tone it down like this. We got to, and it's just like you're constantly trying to process instead of just being.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, okay, what did I miss? You're not getting enough sleep. You're overcompensating, and then you're actually doing a good job, and then they start abusing you.
Yeah.
They start overworking you, and then not showing you enough like positive reinforcement or even encouragement. Yeah. It's all negative, and it's like, I get we got to change stuff, but you looking at the wrong person. Let's change this place as a whole. Let's do whatever.
Yeah.
You know, there was never any like uplifting moments.
No, it's like, yeah, they want you to, like, you can't be you, but you can only be you if it's in the confines of who you are supposed to be to them. And I started managing so early that then you believe that you are supposed to be that person, and that person is you, and you are them. And it's like, well, if I'm supposed to be this person and this is who I am, and I'm not good enough for that, then who am I? So it gets in a search of who am I? Like, what's my purpose? What am I doing? Like, what is life? What is all this?
And I think that's the hard part. Like, I feel like our generation started working so young that it's like you get caught up in your job and your work is your life. You know, your work becomes a part of your identity when you put more weight on whatever position that you hold rather than just being centered and being yourself in that specific position. It's hard when it's like, okay, your work is your identifier. And maybe that's what it was. And that's probably why the rejection cut so deep, because you were very like attached to your work.
Yeah. You're a manager, you work all the time.
Yeah.
You get a 40-hour contract and they work you minimum 60.
Yeah.
Minimum 60. That's a slow week is if you're working 60. And then so then January started and I'm like I need to know what's going on with me, right? And then alcohol's a depressant, so I'm like I stopped drinking because I was like I wanted to see how much of my mood was attributed to alcohol, right? Because I'm like I know alcohol's a depressant, everybody knows it, but like, let me see. Yeah. So let me just not drink for a bit, just to see if it's that or if it's something else. Like like I want, because my mind was like it's got to just be the alcohol. Fuck it. If I stop drinking, I'll be perfectly fine. And it wasn't. I like, went to the doctor and I was like, yo, like I'm not, like I don't feel, like I feel like life is blah, like there's nothing going on. She's like, she's like, get more sleep, drink a little bit of water, a little bit of exercise, come back in a few months, tell me how you feel. I did none of those stuff. I went back in a few months. I'm like, I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
Right, but I told her I did that stuff, right? And then I started doing it. I'm like, you know what? Let me just see. So, yeah, I stopped drinking for a bit, and like I just started eating better, and just started focusing. And things just started to change. And it's crazy they say that like when you change, things around you change.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like it's just you. Well, I should say, I just circles started changing.
Yeah.
Things started looking differently. Like I'd read the same book again, and it could hit me differently. Looking
Right.
at pictures,
You notice different
it's
things.
Just, like,
Yeah.
It's just everything. Blue's a different blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same blue, but it's a different blue.
I love that.
Like, and
Yeah.
it's just, and it's crazy. It's just so crazy, and that's why, like, I'm so focused on mental health because that is like the mind. The
It's
mind,
beautiful and
it's a crazy, scary,
yeah, it's
so
a
powerful.
It's powerful,
thing.
negative and positively,
Yeah.
right?
There's things that like you can do anything. I don't like I hate when people say I can't. It's not you can't, you just don't want to.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with not wanting to do things. Cool, you don't have to want to do it, but like don't say you can't. And if you can't, just mean you just don't have enough. You can't yet, right? Can't is time constrictive, right? So you can't do it right now. It doesn't mean you can't
You
do
can't
it.
do it ever.
You
Yeah.
can't there's nothing that nobody can tell me I can't do ever.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing, because I might not be able to do it right now, right? I might, like, longer it takes, might be, might do different things and figure it out, but there's nothing I can't do, and I believe there's nothing nobody can't do. And if you can't, but if you believe you can't do it, then you can't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And it's just that, like, it's wild how, like, when your mindset shifts, and you really start, like, they say positive affirmation, people like want to downgrade that, and it's not about saying, oh, I'm gonna have a good day today.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
It's looking in the mirror and like believing
it.
Like
actually.
like it's you can tell yourself anything, but like you gotta believe, you gotta look like yo, I got this, man.
Yeah.
Like, today's a rough day, fuck, I got this, man. Like this, that's it. Like, no one can fucking
and it's
stop
that
me.
simple, and it's like, it's true, because when you're in the negative state, you have the negative replay going in your head, and every day you're telling yourself all these negative things about yourself, or you're focusing on the negative, and you just fall deeper and deeper into that hole of negativity, to the point where you feel like, okay, how do I get out? What do I do? Like, I can't do anything.
Well, if you think about it as like an energy, right? And you look at, you have this negative fire. And every time you say something negative, you throw another log in there.
Yeah.
The fire gets bigger.
Yeah.
So you start generating all this negative energy around you, and then you just live in this fire, this state of negativity.
Yeah.
All the time. People don't want to be around you. Like, anything you say, you're just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with Hasina, but she real negative.
Yeah.
I don't like hanging out with her, and bad shit always happens to her. It's because you're consuming yourself with those negative thoughts. And I feel like at one point in my life, I was there, like,
Yeah.
I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like where I was going to work. I just, like, everything was misery. Just let me walk into my house, drop my shit everywhere, just whatever, sitting on a couch and just order food. I don't even want to make shit. I don't even want to do that. And then let me open up a bottle of wine. Like, everything I was feeding myself was all negative logs. Negative.
Yeah.
And then I feel like every time we go through these, like, really crazy moments in life where it could be someone firing you, it could be a breakup, it could be a big fight, whatever. Yeah. It makes you get to the bottom of the low, where I guess people call it rock bottom, whether it be emotionally or physically. But it forces you to really, like, or it forced me, I should say me. I got into a situation with a friend, and it made me feel horrible. Like, to the point where I felt like I was mourning the loss of something.
Yeah.
Where I cried. and cried for maybe 3 weeks. I cried every day after work for 3 fucking weeks. Until I got to a point where even my sisters were just like, yo, I've never seen this girl like this before.
I would just say, I was like, Z,
I don't know when it's going to
The only way to get out of it is you got to snap yourself out of it. Like, just...
But it's for real.
Yeah.
Like, as many people as, like, are there to pat you on your back and be like, yo, man, you're good. Like, snap out of this. No,
matter.
it can't.
It
It has to
matter.
come from you.
You have to shift your mind.
And it's not until the point where I was like, it's been 3 weeks, I'm fucking done. I'm done crying. I'm done feeling like this. What do I have to do to get out of this? What's the first thing I had to do? Anytime I have a thought, I'm going to try to knock the negative thoughts away and maybe change the verbiage to be something positive, even if it's something so stupid. Like, I'm going to wake up every morning with music playing. Like, something so small.
Yeah.
And I had to start with that. And the negative things, I think it's just a consistent battle. Because every day, I have negative thoughts every day.
Everybody.
Every day, you know? And it's just like, oh yeah. It's just like, I have to dock that. I have to be aware of that and be like, oh, this moment made me do that. Let me switch it over and be like, you know what? It ain't about me.
Yeah.
This moment ain't about me.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this person.
Yeah, it's really about being aware of your own thoughts. Like nothing that nobody says matters except the stuff you say to yourself.
Yeah.
And not even just to other people. Like when you're sitting by yourself, you drop something saying, I'm so stupid. Like, why would you say, like, you know, those kind of things, because then like your body listens to you. So you're telling yourself shit all the time. Like obviously it's going to react shitty. And every time that like you say something negative, even as like a joke, it's like why is it like I'm so dumb, or like I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, I'm so this, I'm so that. Like why not just like don't even have to switch to positive, even to keep it neutral.
Yeah.
You know, like this sucks for now. You know, instead of just saying this sucks, this is shit. Because if you keep saying it sucks and it's shit, it's gonna keep being sucky and keep being shitty because that's what you're telling yourself to do. Like you're talking to yourself. I talk to myself all the time, man. I don't people say like I talk to myself all the time, man, but I just say different things to myself now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and it's I sit there and it's like, you know, I'll catch myself when I'm going down that rabbit hole of negative thoughts and be like, okay, you know, and I decide, do I want to go that path now? Do I want to deal with it right now? Do I want to hold off and deal with it later? But you still got to deal with it. And it's how you deal with it, because you can't deal with it all the time at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you got to, but I believe, especially now, not even these days, but like, especially with like men, is that we're forced to push it to the side.
Yeah. All the time.
Push it under the rug. Push it under the rug. And it's just like, no, you gotta
deal with
You
it.
gotta deal with it. You don't have to deal with it right away, but like you have to deal with it sooner than later, because the longer it takes you to deal with it, the heavier it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, you wear it on you, like, and
Yes.
even if we're talking about weight loss, you lost all this weight, and I feel like a lot of people think weight loss is physically about going to the gym, burning this fat, this muscle, but a lot of it is mental and a lot of it is emotional.
Yeah.
You know, like the stuff that we carry and we suppress and we sweep under the rug day to day, we could be festering it and holding on to it in our stomach.
Yeah.
We could be holding on to it in our backs or in our legs or whatever, but you carry those burdens of your emotion or of all that negative thoughts, all that stuff, you literally carry it on you.
Stress
Yeah.
kills.
It's stress.
Stress kills, man.
Right?
Stress kills. Number one killer. Stress.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, because you hold it and you have to feel like that you have to be somebody else for the world. Just be yourself for you.
Yeah.
And in the day, like, who gives a fuck about anything else, man? Like, if me, like, anytime if I'm having a bad day, I'm like, yo, like, I'm not coming out. Why? I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain myself.
I don't have to explain
I don't
myself.
have to,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to entertain any kind of negativity. I don't have to explain myself if I don't feel like it. And that's it. Like, I don't have to show up for you.
Yeah.
I show up for me.
For me. Yeah.
And me showing up for me is going to be better for you. You can help me show up for me, but like, I don't need to show up for you. And I don't have to show up for you.
Yeah.
Right? And it's that point we always, like, we have to feel like we have to do everything for everybody else. I want to do this for this person. I want to do this for this. Yes, that's good. That's lovely. But if you're doing all that stuff, you're not doing anything for you. Talking about energy exchange, it's like all you're doing is taking in all the burden.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like
you're emptying your
your
tank
cup.
Yes.
That's it.
for someone else.
Yes.
And you're not getting anything back.
Yeah.
It's not replenishing. So you're literally giving and emptying yourself out completely, and then it's like, what are you left with?
Nothing. That's why you always got to save a little bit of yourself, and I think it's really hard when with work, with friends, like you don't want to be like the person who flakes out all the time. Mm-hmm. You don't want to have like a hashtag associated with your name sometimes, you know, when it's just like, but if I keep giving to you and I'm sitting out with you miserable, it's not doing anything for me, you know? And I feel like that was something that I used to struggle with all the time, is always going out. I've never been the type to always want to go out, you know? And it's just like, fine, okay, I'll come. All right, I'll come. No, it's okay. I'll do it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'd be like, I had the worst time ever. Yeah. The worst time, because the choice wasn't mine. Well, it still was mine, but I did it for the sake of somebody else, for them to feel good. Yeah. To be their support. And there's times where you're allowed to be selfish in life.
Yeah, you have to be selfish for your own shit. Yeah. Because no one understands your shit. Yeah. Because like there's always going to be somebody that's been through something that you've been through. But there's nobody in this world that's been through everything that you've been through. Right. And if they have, not in the same order. No. Yeah. So like, and there's so nobody can tell, no one can sit there and tell you that what you're feeling is not legit. Yeah. Because they don't know. Like, yes, okay, let's say I dropped a pencil and like now I'm crying. It's like, oh, you dropped a pencil, but it might be more than that. That could be the pencil that my grandma gave me. Now she's dead. You don't know the story, so don't talk to me about what I know. Like, you know, accept it and move on. Or if you don't accept it, either way, move on. It has nothing to do with you. And you got to realize that too. It's like it's same way as everybody has their own shit. You got your own shit too, and it's just like you got to be able to accept that and be like, okay, like I'm not good today, or I am good today, or that person's not good today. Like, you know, they're their own shit. Like, you know, you in the grocery store, and you know someone hit the back of someone's leg, and the person freaks on you. It's not because you hit them. Yeah. It's probably because their day was stressful. It's always something else, right? Yeah. That happens.
You never know what people are going through.
You never know.
You literally never know. And everybody is going through something.
Everybody's going through
big or
some
small. Shit. There's always something. And everyone has a backstory.
Because in this world, it's like your shit is your shit. It's first world problems are still real problems. Yeah. Like, you know, it's just because there's people that have worse situations than you doesn't mean that your situation doesn't hold any weight. Yeah. Like, you know, because everything is backed up, and like I said, if you're carrying stuff, it might not seem as heavy at first, but it's heavy to you. And if it's heavy to you, if it hurts, it hurts. Yeah. I could punch you and I could punch you the same velocity, and it could hurt. If it hurts you more, it hurts you more. Yeah. If it makes you cry, just because it's the same, you can't sit there and be like, well, you punched me, it doesn't hurt me. We're different people. Yeah. I think whatever hurts you, hurts you.
Things hit us in a very different way.
For different reasons. Yeah.
So do you feel like during your transition time, one, who was your support system? Did you have somebody that you completely confided in at all? And on the flip side, was there any people that you purged from your life that you felt like you lost?
Oh my!
And I said purge on purpose because any transition requires a purge.
It's so true. We going through one right now. Pandemic.
I don't even like it's a purge, but for me it's about communication. I had a couple conversations with some people, and there's one guy I was like, hey man, like I can't really chill with you that much. I'm like, like your energy is just not on my level. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm saying I'm different. Yeah. And when I leave the situation with you, I don't feel right, and there's no reason that you should make me feel that way. Right. Like, you know, and cool, you don't think you're wrong. You think the way you're acting, cool. Maybe you're right. Maybe you are normal. Maybe I'm overacting in your world. But in my world, I'm acting perfectly normal. We're from different worlds. You don't know me. So if I, like, you know, until you can, I'm not asking you to change. I'm going to change. Right. So you can stay the same. You can be whoever you want to be. I don't need you to change to be with me, to hang out with me, and to like chill with me. But if you're going to be who you are, I cannot hang with you. Right. And they're like, no disrespect, like, you know, I still talk to him, and then that, but like I can't. Yeah. Like your energy is just off. And the other side, not really. Like I was talking to a social worker for a bit, and it was crazy. I think oh my god, I think therapy is like the number one thing that I think it should be like the dentist. Yeah. It should be like the dentist, man. From a kid, from a baby, because there's so many things that if they had, like, your personal doctor should be a personal therapist, because that'll help a lot of situations where, like, you know, these kids are getting molested or something going on. They have no one to talk to. They have this person to talk to. And everybody has this, I don't know why there's such a negative stigma around therapy. You just need it. When I went to my doctor, I was like, I need someone to talk to with an unbiased opinion. Yeah. That's what I said. I just need to, like, I don't care. I just need someone to talk to. Yes. Like that's not that doesn't like pretty much it doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, your job. I just want someone to sit there and just fucking just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Don't give me no opinions. Don't give me no advice. Just shut up and let me talk until I'm done talking.
Yeah.
And then I went to the first session. That's what happened. I was expecting a lot of, why do you feel that way? And there was nothing. And I left. I was like, what's wrong with this stupid? Like, what's wrong with this lady, man? She had me talking for a minute. This is stupid. This is dumb. Like, this is whack.
Yeah.
A few weeks go by, I was like, oh, I need to talk to her again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I need to talk to her again. You know. And then I was going for, you know, what, like 3-4 weeks for every 3-4 weeks for maybe like 8 months.
Wow.
8 months.
So good.
And fuck, I'll go right back.
Yeah.
Maybe not her, but now that I've had a taste of it, like now I want to pick and choose. Okay, now I need someone that's, you know, my demographic that can really understand. Like now I can. But at first, I just needed someone to talk to. Now I kind of need someone to talk with, to relate that can really understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I hate like therapy needs to rebrand it.
Right. But I agree with you with the fact that we have dentists for our teeth, we have doctors for our body, and they're missing the aspect of the mental aspect. Our brains is what? Like one of those, what am I trying to say? Very important organs in our bodies, but that's the most neglected one.
Yeah.
No one does anything to really nourish. Even like no one really knows all the foods that even nourish your brain, your thoughts, and all that stuff. Going through meditation, taking the time to just slow down, relax, realign yourself, and all that stuff is seen as like, you spiritual, weird type of people. It's like, no, honey, I am living my best life.
Yeah.
You stressed on the other side of the pond, and I'm out here just smiling every day, laughing every day, and you're looking at me based on the fact that what? I don't have a secure job or a salary paying job.
Yeah. But
I'm happy, and you're freaking miserable. You know? There's a definite shift, and there needs to be more focus on being, we'll say in quotations, zen. Yeah. And focusing on your mental state of mind.
Like everybody needs help, man. Because everybody's going through some shit. That's why I always say, like, everybody is going through, like, we need help. Everybody needs help. Yeah. Constantly. It should just be, it should be free. It should be it should be standard, mandatory. Like, it's just, you know, you gotta go to the dentist, you gotta see a doctor, you gotta see a therapist. Yeah. You know, like why not? Like why not help people deal with the thoughts that they don't know how to deal with themselves because they weren't raised right or raised at all in some cases. Yeah. Right? Like if you don't know how to, you know, a lot of men, like, you know, it's you don't know how to express yourself because you've never been taught how to express yourself. Never been taught to. Like, you know, and then they're shitted on because, like, you don't express yourself. It's like they're not doing it on purpose. I don't know how to. Yeah. Whenever I have tried to, I've been made fun of. So now what? Yeah. You know, and it's you're not supposed to cry in front of this person, like, just like, and it's just allows you to just be yourself because you have to just express yourself. You gotta be you.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with men, you know, at least us as women, where I don't know if it's just natural that it's like a communal thing where we get together and we talk out our problems and, you know, we socialize a little bit more. And if, you know, you're crushed or you're hurt, you're gonna have your group of girls that, you know, if you're lucky enough to have a group of girls that are gonna rally behind you and
literally,
you know,
coddle you and be like,
pick you up off the floor. You know, we have had many days inside the condo where it's just like, all right, it's a crying session. Let's all get together, get it out, and that helps for women. I feel like that's why we're more in tune with our emotions. Absolutely. For men have never been taught that. Men never get to do that. Yeah. It's like both sides of the coin. When you look at like what we talked about with Alicia, the sex side, we have to suppress the sexual sides of things. We are not to be allowed to be loud and proud about that. And then it's the same for guys when it comes to emotion. Yeah. They are not, we were taught from since we were little that guys are not allowed to show their emotion. They're not allowed to cry. It's always like, man up, suck it up, do this. Yeah. But it's like, but shh, stop it. Don't let anyone see you cry. And then girls, it's like, oh, come here, honey. It's okay. Come sit on mommy's lap. Come sit on daddy's lap. Cry, honey. Cry, cry, cry. And then we're now creating these, like, the emotional struggle for men to be able to process things. Right. To be able to express themselves. And then it's just like, well, ew, why are you crying to me right now?
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to just be emotionally mature, and you're just supposed to get it. Why don't you get it? Because ever since I was little, I was not encouraged to cry. Yeah. I was not encouraged to speak how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And if I do, I'm gay.
Yeah.
If I talk about this, I'm a softie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just like, no, I'm a human freaking being.
Yeah, we all have emotions. Man.
We all have emotions.
And you just always want to focus. Like what turns out is just ends up being rage. And that's why there's so much anger, because like you're angry because you're confused, because you have all these emotions, you don't know what to do with them, don't know how to express them, and you have them bottled up, and now like it's bottlenecking, now it's starting to overflow, and you don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. So what do you do? You punch a hole in the wall or something stupid like that, you know, do something stupid. That's why, like, a lot of these times, a lot of these major crimes, all these aggressive, violent crimes are usually men. Obviously, it's not always, but numbers are the numbers. Yeah. And it's because it has a lot to do with, like, you know, you need to express yourself. Yeah. You have no other way.
Mm-hmm. So on your journey, you recognized you had a problem. Mm-hmm. You finally went and sought out for help, or found some sort of support system by going to therapy. And then through that, you are now, okay, let me try and go to sleep. Let me try drink water. Let me try and readjust my life and see if something works. Mm-hmm. So was that exercising for you? Like, how did you get to that point of losing all this weight? You say it wasn't necessarily like a physical thing, but it kind of manifested into that.
Yeah, like originally I was like, okay, I want to lose some weight. I was like, you know, I'm sitting above where I should be. You know, I'm like, I want to lose a bit of weight. So I don't just, it's like you get addicted to the results, really what it is. Yeah. Like, you know, and I was, okay, I'm like, I'm not going to drink now. Okay, what else can I do? Oh, drink more water. Okay, cool. Sleep a little bit more, cool. Like, these things start working. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to just keep doing all these things. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and it's like, so what was it? Was it like the not drinking? Was it this? I don't know. I did a bunch of things. They all worked, and I didn't fuck with the plan. Yeah. So like I couldn't tell you if it's, is it the not drinking? Is it the sleeping? I don't know, because I did them all. Combination of I did all, because you need to do everything. You need to hit it. You need to hit it from so many different aspects, so many different sides, because there's so many different aspects and there's so many different sides. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And once you start seeing, I was telling my buddy of mine, I was like, you just have to get addicted to results. Mm. And like when you start seeing that growth, that progress, it's just like, I got this. Like, you know, like the same thing you start telling yourself, like, you know, before I was like, abs are for them young boys, like, you know, and but like to the point where like I meant it, like I didn't, like, you know, but it's because you don't think that you can in the back of your mind, and then you get progress, like, oh wait, maybe I can get a couple.
Do I see a little cut right there?
What can I do to? What can I do to tweak this? And then, like, you know, you start working and you start focusing on different things, and you get to where you need to be. Mm-hmm. It's never where you want to be originally. Yeah, you get to where you need to be because the future isn't real, man. Mm-hmm. The future isn't real, so you just live now, and you get there because that's where you want to be. And if you're okay. If you're okay with where you are, you're okay with where you are. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. But just be okay with where you are.
And you have to be okay with how you are in every moment. Yeah. In every stage that you're in. That's the only way. If you are present in the moment, the future will manifest itself. Yes. Because you can't live in the future. You can't live in the past. You could only manipulate the moment. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Wow. So you just went from day to day, moment to moment. I'm going to keep staying on this. Until when was like the time, I guess months go by, years go, or even a year goes by, and you're just like, what was that? Like, what was that feeling like to be like, oh wow, I just did all this stuff? Like when you were
kind of like when you realized you were almost on the other side, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that happened, then I tore my Achilles right after.
Oh.
Like it's like it was a year later. It was crazy. A year later, I put up a post on Instagram with the change, because it was really quiet that year. And I got, like, I remember put up on like a Thursday, and I just didn't touch Instagram or Facebook till like maybe the Tuesday. Yeah. Come back, I was like, yo, getting mad up. I was like, you know, and like I saw the pictures, like I was like, okay. And then honestly, like, weeks later, I tore my Achilles. Damn. But tearing my Achilles, like all the mental work I did helped me with, because it's so crazy. Like when you have a major injury, everyone's like the mental part's the hardest. Yeah. And that is facts. Like, over everything else, like, you know, and I did all that mental work. Cause like, so every day I'm sitting there and I was good. Like I'd hang out with people and like I was good. Like I wasn't miserable. It was miserable.
Yeah.
When I talk about it now to people, I'm like fuck. That sucks.
Damn.
I was in a cast for 10 weeks.
Holy
I was in a cast for 10 weeks, and I was still walking with crutches probably 2 weeks after that.
Damn.
And I wasn't even back to walking like even like to a light jog probably maybe even 3 months after that.
Shit.
Right? But again, it's mental state. I went in there like, okay, this is going to be a year-long injury. It was my first thought.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I'm not, accept it.
I'm
Accept that.
That's what it is. Like, I'm not going to be okay for another year right away. So I was like, you know what? So it doesn't matter. So like 4 or 5 months, it's like I'm not. Like, I felt like I'm not supposed to feel better. It's supposed to take a year.
Yeah.
You know, mind you, like 8 months later, I was good. You know, 8-9 months later, like I was running. I was back at the gym. Remember, and that was right when COVID hit, so I couldn't even do physio at first.
Damn.
Couldn't do physio at first. And I remember I tore my Achilles early February. I didn't see a physiotherapist till probably June. And I probably should have saw one by April.
Okay.
I remember she's like, you're ahead of schedule. She's like, seriously? I was like, she's like, you don't mind I don't say these kind of things because I don't want people to get excited. She's like, but clearly, like, she's like, you're doing what you need to do.
Yeah, you're rehabilitating yourself.
And you know, like physiotherapy is just it's just like a personal trainer. Like the only thing with physiotherapy is giving you the exercises, but it's to do it.
Yeah.
And so like in all that work, all the, you know, starting to go to the gym regularly before that helped me because like now she gave me exercises and I just did them. Like, and I reached out to a few people and I'm like, I need to do something. And that's when all like the clinics were closed and like, got back to me. She's like, hey, like I can give you some exercises, but I didn't give them to you.
Right.
You know, if anything happens, like I haven't seen your ankle, I can't do nothing. But like she's like, you need to start physio as soon as possible. So like this is the best I can do under the circumstances. But like it's one of those things like if you fuck yourself up doing this stuff, I didn't give you nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, that's good.
Yeah.
You know, and then a few weeks went by, like I think it was like a month. I was like, and I reached back and like, hey, thank you so much. Like it's really been helping. She's like, do you want some more? I was like, absolutely. Like you know, just so then so when I finally got to see her, she's like, you know, she's like, oh, like you're at a schedule and it's like it's mindset stuff, right? Like I'd go out and like it's so hard. Like I'd go out and it would take me maybe 10-15 minutes just to get ready. And I'd go out. I remember one time I went to the library and like, you know, I'm still in my crutches and like, you know, walking with like a boot and stuff and like, you know, and everyone's just like, oh, what happened? Like, you know, everyone's expecting you to say you broke your ankle or something. I'm like, I told my kids, they're like, oh,
right?
Yeah.
That's
literally is like,
that's a bad one. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know. I'm going
Thanks
through
for
this.
the reminder.
Like you know, like you know how much energy, physical and mental energy, it took me to get to this place, and the first thing you hear is oh,
thank you.
That sucks.
You're not gonna be the same after that. Like, you're gonna have a lot of physio. You're gonna be fucked. You're not gonna be able to walk. Like everybody, like, and it was just like, and it's not even, and that's like it's a different kind of negativity. That's it's like a crab in the bucket mentality. It's where it's like if you leave. You put crabs in a boiling pot or whatever, you leave it open, you don't have to put a lid on it. Because as soon as they try to get out, all the crabs will pull them right back in. And it's not even out of fear, it's because it's their own mind. It's what you only know what you know.
Yeah.
Right? So like if in my mind I will never be famous, I will never be a big deal, nobody can. Those people aren't real. They're not. So it's like I'm helping you out. I'm just letting you know, like, I'm helping you. I'm like, hey, just so you know, like, you're not going to be okay after this. You know, I remember I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he's like a super technical guy, and he's like, you know, science and logistics, like, and he's just like, so what's going to happen if, like, you know, your ankle doesn't heal properly? I'm like, it's going to. He's like, and like we had like, and we constantly, I'm like, and then remember it was like maybe 6 months later, he's like, yo, fuck, man. He's like, you're killing it. I was like, I know. He's like, yo, my bad. It's like, don't say my bad, but like that's what you know.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
You know, and. Once you allow some things, like when you allow another option, then there is another option.
Yes.
To me, there was no other option. There was no other way. So like obviously, I healed perfectly and I'm good because that was the only option.
Yeah.
There really wasn't anything else. And that's not when it comes down to mental. Like it is the hardest thing because even now it's just like, is my ankle good? Yes. Can I like run and do stuff? Probably. But like now it's just like I don't want to re-tear it. Like I don't want. I do. Like I could. I don't. No. No.
You're like, nope.
I got through it
never.
once. I'm not like no. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, but like it's mental. You got to be able to get up and be like, all right.
So if you had to sum up your transformation in like a sentence or an affirmation or anything, what would what would it be? That might be a really hard question, but...
Well, you said something earlier. You didn't call it your weight loss journey. You called it...
It was a mental strength journey.
Yeah.
Mental strength journey.
You just get your mind right and the rest will figure this out, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, if you get your mind right, everything else will figure it out. Because if you're good, just you by yourself in a room, everything else is plus. Everything else is a bonus. Like, you know, if you're good to walk from here to Scarborough, you don't need a car. You're good to walk.
Yeah.
Getting a car is okay. It's even better. Everything else is a plus. As long as you're good in your own zone, in your own space, in your home court, if you're happy with you and who yourself are, like, everything else is just bonus.
Yeah.
And if you're not, nothing else matters, right? Like you could sit there and, like, you know, I know people that, you know, obviously I know people with more money than me, you know, like, you know, and people less money, but, like, it doesn't, and different things. People think that things matter. Things are just things. Things ain't shit, man.
Right.
Things are just things.
They're nouns. They're just...
Yeah.
If you're not happy without things, you're not going to be happier with things.
No.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're happy without things, then you're going to just be happier with things.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People focus... In the world, we just focus too much on things.
Yes. And I want to just point out and sum up some things that you said throughout the podcast that I feel like people should hear. So I'm going to repeat them. So if you're ever in a state of... what is my purpose? You start questioning things like that. Am I good enough? Who am I going to let define me? That is you starting that transformation mentally. When you start questioning those things, that means there's something that you are seeking, that you are looking for. And yeah, it might be scary, but you are beginning the journey of transformation. And when it comes to that, when you change, things around you change.
Will change, yeah.
Right? Quoted from our boy Matthew right here.
Yes.
Okay. So before we go, I want everyone to know some of the stuff that you're currently working on. So give us a little something. You got like a minute or two.
I always got something cooking, man. I got, you know, a little workout program with the boys. You know, crush the weekend. We got some Saturday mornings, Tuesdays and Thursday evenings as well. We got that going. It's just like a simple. We want to just get people out, get something active. Like, it's nothing.
So
it's nothing crazy. It's nothing super intense. Go at your own pace, but just get out, man.
Yeah.
Get out the house. You got to exercise. You know, we got working with another buddy that's in Winnipeg. I'm sorry if I got the city wrong. It's
That's okay.
But,
out west.
Out west somewhere.
West of here.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's Breezy Bird Apparel, so we're starting to work with them and just trying to get that going. You know, work with a non-profit, Sustainable Self-Care, which is obviously on brand for me, and it's just really making self-care accessible and realize that it's simple daily things that you got to do. Like, it's just simple. Like, take 10 minutes out your day. Everybody has 10 minutes. Take 10 minutes out your day and just reflect on yourself. See where you're at.
And where can people find you on Instagram? Let them know.
At Mr. Chapman. That's MISTER CHAPMAN.
He posts a lot of positivity on, like, mental health and just... He has some funny stuff too, but I follow him because he definitely makes me happy sometimes.
And just the main thing is just like, if you gotta check if, like, you know, we go through some shit, I got rock bottom. Yeah. And if you are, it's a good thing because then, you know, you can only go up. If you're not, which means you still got some time. Man.
Got some lessons to learn.
That's like the beginning of the mental strength journey.
Definitely, like, you know, you learn from rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you hit it, that just means you're gonna move up from there. So
right. Facts.
Water, exercise, sleep, positive affirmations.
And eat more vegetables.
Eat more vegetables.
Eat more veggies, drink more water, get more sleep. That's what I gotta say.
Yep. Mental strength journey.
Yes. Hacienda, what you got for us?
Honestly, thank you so much, Matthew. It has been a pleasure. I'm going to stick with the mental strength journey. That's what we're going to call it. I love that. And I'm just so happy that you were here with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And thank all of you guys for listening to
The Party Line.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.